calling in all entrepreneurs, light workers, star seeds who are here ready to make impact, more money on this earth, and shift to the fifth dimension. Are you ready to ascend? Welcome to another fucking Ascension Codes podcast. My name is Natalie fucking Patterson, and today I have an incredible soul sister, a seven-figure business owner. This is Abbey Rose. She is a spiritual accountant. She's a holistic healer, and she helps break people out of the matrix. And fuck, we have some wild stories to tell you guys. So I'm so excited to introduce and welcome you to this podcast today, babe.
Thank you. I'm so excited. Oh, yeah. Juicy convos. Here we go.
Here we go. So, babes, tell me, before we get into it, I would love to know, what are the biggest mistakes people make in regards to wealth and in regards to tax? Guys, this is going to get wild.
Compliance?
Yes.
Compliance. Yeah. So people blindly adopt what they've been told. And it's kind of like unconscious blueprints, right? It's those patterns that get passed down from generation to generation to generation. These theories or these programs that we have to do things a certain way, when actually, if you go to the truth of it and you uncover both sides of the coin, you realize that you don't have to necessarily do things the same way things used to be done. Because how things happen in our financial economy now is so far different from what it used to be like 20, 30, 50 years ago. So, yes, breaking the pattern of paying tax is a really hard one. It's a hard one to crack because there's a lot of fear attached to that. So it's not like me boldly saying, stop complying. No, it's stop blindly complying, right? So educate yourself, learn the truth, learn both sides. I don't tell people what to do. I purple pill them, and the purple pill is a mixture of the blue and the red, right? It's both pills. You get both pills, right? You have to know both sides of the story. So then you get to make a decision, right? And that decision's not always, everyone makes their own decisions. You can stay in or you can get out. The decision is yours. That's what it's all about. But if you're going to stay in knowing what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, babe. Thank you. And so tell people that don't know who you are, Abbey Rose.
Yeah.
Tell them about you, what you do, and your biggest secrets behind literally your business.
Oh, wow. How to sum that up in... Okay. So I branded myself the spiritual accountant in 2019.
Yes. Yeah, you did.
Had I known what was going to unfold, I wouldn't have done that. But no, it was beautiful. So I just believed that we needed a holistic blend of emotional intelligence, connectedness in our financial world, right? But at the same time, I was also researching, right? So the number one thing people ask me is, are you really an accountant? And look, there's rumors out there that I'm not and that I'm out of integrity and all this, whatever.
All this shit, babe. The haters are going to hate.
The haters, they hate.
And let them hate, because the more haters we have, the more lovers we have.
But you know
so
what? That used to get under my skin, but now I just don't care because I know where I've come from, I know what I've done, and I know where I've been, right? I started in accounting when I was 19. I worked my way up the ranks. I had my own accounting practice and bookkeeping firm since 2008. But it was in 2019 that my whole world crumbled. My husband at the time walked out of me and I lost my business and just everything crumbled. It was dark night of the soul. It was just horrible.
It was bad.
I lost everything. So I come from decent wealth, right? So I had a lot of debt as well attached to that. So when he left and I lost my income, I was faced with this decision of whether or not I'd go bankrupt.
Yeah.
Now, if you're an accountant and you go bankrupt, they strip you of all of your licenses and registrations. Wow. So I was also looking at the loss of my career, well, what I thought was my career.
Wow.
I let it go. I just let it go. Yeah. And I filed for that bankruptcy. So in doing that, I learned the truth. Because instead of paying someone else to bankrupt me, I decided to bankrupt myself. I was like,
yeah.
I'm smart enough, I'll do it myself. When I was reading the paperwork, I learned the truth of it.
Yeah.
Trustee, trust, bankruptcy, they remove you,
Yeah.
right? Trust, what the fuck? I've been setting up trust for years. What is this trust? And then I went down a rabbit hole. And then that's when I learned the truth of our economy, the truth of our birth certificate, our trust, the straw man, truth about how the financial economy works, about the public sector, the private sector. And I just uncovered all of this information and I was like, wow, this is really fucked up. So how do we get out of it? So then I went searching for the answers.
Yes.
And I looked everywhere, right? But no one could give me a definitive answer until I found the answers. And then I went down more research. So now my passions is really about educating people about the truth, the truth of finance, the truth of our economy, and whether you want to participate in it or not. Now, some people do and some people don't. So it's really, it doesn't matter where you sit, as long as you're equipped with the knowledge and you know what you're participating in. So I also had my spirituality, like my spiritual awakening.
Yeah.
So I was doing healings and readings and all my spiritual stuff, and I was incorporating that into business and finances, money blocks, all the things. So what I found is when you then married this like exiting the system and spirituality, it's like you're increasing the consciousness of business.
Fuck yeah, babe.
And when you increase the consciousness of business, it becomes about impact. And when you impact souls on such a bigger level, God wants to give you more.
Yes!
Avalanches of abundance just roll in. So obviously when I aligned to my mission and I anchored myself in that and I just lead with the intention of helping people, fucking make bank.
Yes,
so
babe,
it's fun.
this.
It's
so
fun. It is fun. Like, and it's been a lot of hard work, but I think when you genuinely want to see the world in a better place, no one can fuck with that.
Yep.
No one can.
Yeah. You're a coach that is wanting to hit 10K months consistently. You're wanting to learn the energetics, the mindset, and the mission statement of what you're here to bring into humanity. If you're wanting to learn the strategies, the systems of how I've been able to hold $1 million business in my second year, babes, I have got something juicy for you. I have created a business and spiritual container called Unity Consciousness for the purpose of allowing you to access your innate gifts, to help you level up in your business and help you make consistent cash flow that you can then go out and live your most joyous freedom lifestyle. If you would like to find out more, click on the link down below. Babe, I love that. And it's so interesting, like you and I, like we're actually friends outside of this podcast, guys. And, you know, we both have these big souls mission, and it's something that I really teach too, is that like when you anchor so deeply into your mission, it's avalanches of abundance.
Absolutely.
Avalanches of abundance. I fucking love that. And guys, for those of you who are listening right now, you know, when you do tap into your mission and when you go so deep and you're so passionate, that passion just vibrates out to the universe. And your soulmate clients will find you based on the fact that you are an energetic frequency to them. You're an energetic match to them. And so I inspire anyone that's listening right now to go and find your mission.
Absolutely, 100%.
And also to educate yourself. Like you were saying before, Abby, it's so amazing that you're so equipped with the knowledge of what it is that you actually do, and you're here to educate and inspire. I love
because
that.
when those souls find that mission, that's the safety that they sit in, right? So when you establish outside of the system, it's because of that mission, because of that impact, that you're protected. There is divine protection. There's also legal protection around it as well. So it's kind of cool, right?
You've got both polarities, right? So tell us, babe, what are some of the biggest tax secrets that you have to work with, or what are the things that you have to do to actually break people out of the matrix?
The biggest one people feel is if I don't pay my taxes, I'm going to go to jail.
So let's actually backtrack a little bit. Tell people what you actually do. You actually take people out of the legal system, right?
Tax system,
right? So by doing that, people think that they're going to go to jail. Isn't that interesting that that's the first thing that they come up with?
So if you don't pay your taxes, you'll get prosecuted, you'll go to jail. Right.
And that's what society is saying that people think.
Right. So basically the ATO operates as a body, as a tax collector for creating revenue for Australia, Pty Ltd. Now, I've seen the financials of Australia, Pty Ltd, and our tax dollars, the way they get spent is quite questionable.
Yes.
We think that it goes to the roads and the infrastructure, welfare. Again, that's a lie.
Of course, babe. And nothing fucking surprises me in this third fucking dimension, babe.
It's all about profit. That's what the public sector is about. That's what tax is about. It's profit. That's why you're reporting profits and you're paying taxes. But really, right, the most valuable resource on this planet is human energy. And it's what we do with that human energy. And how you're remunerated for how you spend your human energy is your choice. This is the sovereignty. Why are you taxed on your human energy?
Oh my God, Abbey Rose laying some fucking truth bombs here. This is fucking amazing, babe. It's so incredible.
It's hard though for people because we're so used to do it.
It's the conditioning of the matrix, isn't it?
And it's complex because you've got all these compliance obligations that you're just told. The minute you start a job, you have to get a tax file number.
Yes.
No, you don't. You actually don't. So there's no piece of legislation that says you have to have a tax file number, right? It's the minute you sign up, the minute you get that tax file number, all the legislation now applies.
Right.
So the secret is actually not having a tax file number.
And so do you remove that from people?
We don't remove, because once you've got it, you've got it, right? So it's about establishing.
It's like a fucking barcode, isn't it? Once you've got your fucking barcode, guys.
You got it.
Stand in line.
But you can exit the plantation of the ATO, yes.
Right.
I call it the plantation. You can. They're not happy with that, but you can say, thank you, no longer require your service.
My goodness.
Yeah.
And see, if every single person in the world knew that, we would all be living a different
Well,
life.
you remember when we went to Gary Vee, right?
Yes.
And they were like, who could talk about something for hours?
Yes.
And I was like, me. And then what would you talk about? And I was like, how to exit the tax system legally. And he's like, who wants to hear that?
And the whole
room.
audience. And there's thousands of people at Gary Vee, by the way. And it was wild. We were like, Abbey Rose's face. Just me and my bestie lived. We were just like, fuck, man.
That was pretty fun.
Cool. It was fun. Oh, babe, so
But
cool.
if you were given the choice, right? If I was to sit here today and say, hey, Natalie, legalities aside, all your fears and your conditions aside, if I told you you have a choice to pay tax, you can choose to pay it or to not pay it, what would you choose?
Fuck that. Wouldn't you?
But it comes with a criteria, right? Because if you're not paying taxes, then what are you going to do? How are you going to contribute to humanity?
Right.
There's still tithing, right? I still firmly believe in tithing.
Okay.
I don't believe in tax, but
What
I
does
believe in
tithing
tithing.
mean?
Okay, you know when you go to church and you put money in the bucket?
Yes.
That's paying your tithing to God, right? That
Okay,
money goes to
cool.
the church. That's a contribution.
Right.
Right?
Oh,
so
that's nice.
we still pay tithings in life, and it can be energetic.
Yep.
It can be physical money. We can still make contributions and donations, or it can be time. Right? We can give our time. We volunteer for people who are less fortunate. So how you contribute in the world is very important, and that's the basis of this, right?
Yeah.
So it's not just going, oh, fuck that, I'm not paying tax. It's like, I'm not contributing to society in that way anymore, but I'm actually going to contribute in a different way. And 9 times out of 10, all of the people that are attracted to me and my community, they're conscious, they're awake, they're aware,
babe,
they
of
want to do good
course.
Things.
Yes. Right. Oh, I love this.
So that's the safety.
Yeah.
That's the safety we sit in.
Oh, thank you. And so tell me, babe, if we were to go back into your spiritual awakening, tell those who are listening right now, what was your spiritual awakening like? What was your ascension?
Brutal.
Fucking like.
Fucking
yes.
brutal. I feel like now Ascension gets to be easy.
Yes,
right?
I do agree.
Ascension, it ebbs and it flows, right? We have highs, lows, ebbs and flows. But yeah, that initial wake up, because don't get me, babe, I was dead asleep.
Yes.
I was like, fucking robot.
Yeah.
I was just, hello, the lights are on, but no one's fucking home.
Yes.
No one's home. Do you know, I was that asleep, I didn't even know I had thoughts.
Wow. Fuck, how long ago was this?
Right? So that was, I woke up in, 2019.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it was like,
Would've come
spirit
hard
just
fast.
came and pushed me off a fucking cliff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was brutal. It was very brutal. It was very dark. A lot of things happened in a very short space of time.
What were the things that were happening for you to see that the little breadcrumbs to be like, all right, I must be having a spiritual awakening. Like, what's happening to you? How did you start getting
Do you
into
know?
it?
So I do believe it was NLP,
Right.
right? So
I did not know you were an NLP gal. How did
Yeah,
I not know you were
yeah.
NLP? What?
Yeah,
I fucking
yeah.
love NLP.
NLP. NLP girl. Yeah, so it was NLP, I believe, that so in the process of clearing my emotions,
Yeah, of course.
it
Fucking light.
and I remember I called my bestie at the time and I was like, far out. I just feel like I've been asleep my whole life and now I'm awake. Those were the exact words I said, right? So then I then kept just following these little breadcrumbs, and then I did Reiki, and then I did shamanic healing, and then I tapped into my mediumship, and I did astrology, and I did all these things, I did
things.
all the things.
You did all of it.
Right? Initiated into the Muneki rites, like all the fucking things, right?
Yeah.
I was like
All in,
just,
baby girl.
can I just go back to my spiritual mountain, please? I just want to sit on my mountain with crystals. But yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah. Yes. Guys, we were just talking before the podcast about going to Egypt.
Yeah.
Guys, it's a thing. I'm taking everyone to Egypt for my 30th. I'm like, I want to go to fucking Egypt for my 30th. And I'm
do
trying
it.
to like get all my friends together.
Yeah.
Side note.
So, yeah, I guess it's following the breadcrumbs, right?
Yeah.
So following those little sparks of intuition or those little ideas that pop in. It's like, where'd that come from? Okay. And I just like search for shamanic healers and search for programs and retreats and workshops. And I just knew I needed to expand, right? And it was hard at first. Like there was a bit of debris there that had to be cleared. But then I feel like there comes a point where you get off that hamster wheel of healing cycle and you're just like, fuck, I'm human, all right?
Yeah.
I'm human. And I'm a spiritual being having a human experience. Sometimes I wake up angry and
Yeah,
it's
babe.
okay. I don't need to process it for 3 days. Like, yeah.
Babes, are you wanting to fucking build an empire and be an embodied millionaire? Okay, I've got you. The Oracle is a 12-month mastermind full of women that are already peaking at 15, 20, 30K months and are wanting to fully embody the codes of the millionaire. This 12-month mastermind is nothing like I've ever done before. There is 3 retreats that'll be all around Australia. You get in-person events 3 times a year, plus access to my Light Codes practitioner training, as well as chickens and a dashboard every Tuesday and every second Thursday a training. This is for the boss babes that are wanting to build their fucking empires, that are fully pioneering movements. If this is speaking to your soul and you know you want to be called forward into a higher realm of intuition, of dedication and full devotion to your mission, the link will be down below. And so when was it the awakening of being like, I want to get fucking banked? When was that?
To be honest,
Yeah.
I never really had that. Yeah.
okay.
So, I mean, when I had my accounting practice, I was always quite well off with that. I did well. I felt like I was always above average.
Yeah.
I've always had a comfortable life. I've never wanted for anything, but I always could help other people get rich,
Yeah.
you know, and I never associated myself with that.
Right.
I would work for millionaires. I wouldn't be the millionaire, you know? And it wasn't until I did more of the inner work for myself and then I realized that I was worthy.
Yes.
But
Oh
then
my
I
God,
kind of just I just am worthy, right? I'm worthy in so many ways of abundance, more than just in my bank account, abundance in relationships, abundance in health, abundance in time, abundance like in all of the things. And I actually made a 7-figure business and didn't realize until 18 months later. And I was like,
I love you. That's so great.
And I was like, and remember when we were on retreat?
We were in Bali. I was like,
claim
surely,
it.
Claim
And
it. I was like,
I'm
claim it, babe. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was earning a lot before I would even claim it.
Yeah.
Right. So now I feel firmly integrated in that. I'm like, yeah, babe, I got my Louis shoes, Gucci glasses, and I make
good.
bank and I also make big impact. So,
yum.
you know, I feel like it's a beautiful balance between enjoying the finer things, but also I devote a lot of time and energy to a lot of souls. So I deserve it.
Yeah, I love that. Fuck yeah. And it's like one of those big things I've been journeying last year, like worthiness piece of like unraveling and uncovering, like actually I don't have to keep doing the inner work. It's actually a choice. It's a choice in this moment to actually be like, you know what? I'm fucking worthy because I'm born on this earth.
Yes.
And as my sovereignty as a human being on this earth to actually just have everything that I desire because I am worthy.
Of course.
And it's just like a statement, right? And it's like, from our friends that we hang out with, it's just like this frequency that we all have of like, actually, we're all boss babes, here to make huge impact, here to help humanity. And of course, we are worthy of making so much money that we can do whatever the fuck that we want with it.
Well, this is the thing, right?
Yeah.
What I've realized is that, and I think it was Alex that said on retreat, she goes, we need to have this money because if spirit gives us a message and we need to act on it, we need absolutely no barrier to be able to act on that. And I was like, that is so true. Yes. It's so true because there's things that I've created in the world now that if I didn't have that money, I couldn't have created that. Yeah. And now I get to see the ripple effect of the impact of that. So if you want to make big impact in other people's life, you actually do need money for that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yes, I love that. And so I just want to loop back to before you were talking about, escaping the matrix. Like we were talking about escaping the matrix. And for those people that are listening, what would be one piece of advice or key thing that they could take away from this podcast for them to actually step out of the matrix right now?
Oh, that's a hard one because everyone's so different. It's you got to trust your gut feeling, right? Because I have a lot of people come to me and they're like, I just know it's always been corrupt. I've just known.
Yeah.
Right? So trust that gut feeling. It doesn't mean you have to act on it straight away, but educate yourself. Yeah. Education is key. So people who don't have the education aren't making informed decisions, right? And it's okay if you educate yourself and go, you know what, I'm not going to choose that. Yeah. At least you're choosing from a place of knowing, right? So educate yourself so you can make a decision in your sovereignty because right now you're just a little sheep following the rules thinking that that's what you have to do and you don't.
Yeah, and it's just that awareness, isn't it? Thank you. And so what is another piece of advice that you would give to someone who is wanting to exit the tax system right now and tell them, you're more welcome to tell them about your services as well?
Yeah.
What's a piece of advice if they're wanting to
it's mission, babe. It's mission. You need to be anchored in your mission because I don't exit anyone who's not. Yeah, that's like a straight out, full blown, that's, like I have traditional business people come to me. I'm like, you need to give me a bit more here because we got to come from heart. Yeah. So it's not for everyone. But it is because everyone does have a mission. So when you can connect to that soul's mission and we can wrap a legacy model around that, that's the beauty of it. So I help people with that as well. And that's my wealth wisdom. We go through uncovering your soul's, your soul value, your soul mission, your soul purpose. Then we wrap the legacy model, which is your personalized business model that suits your mission. And then we go into money blocks. And then I teach and I educate about the private sector and exiting tax. So, I feel like the wealth wisdom, where I'm just doing intakes for my 13th round. Wow. It's just like the best. Cool. It's my favorite place to be because it's a little bit of everything. It's the emotional, the personal development, the spiritual development, the soul work, and then it's also the education tax. And like, I also do a cash flow strategy in that as well. So anyone who's like following a budget can just throw that shit out. We don't need budgets. Budgets are so outdated.
Yes,
so I teach people a cash flow strategy, how to help manage their money.
Wow, I love that. Thank you so much. And one last question before we wrap this up. I'm curious, what is one unpopular opinion that people quite often speak about in relation to exiting the tax system?
An unpopular opinion. So like an opinion that they have that no one likes.
Yeah. Or what is
it's like the badge of honor. That's yuck. Like, look at me, I'm a good human, I pay my taxes. Or right. I don't care that I have to pay tax because it means that I'm making money. Like, they're just justifying paying the tax without even being educated. Because I guarantee if people are educated on this topic, they absolutely would not choose it. So any form of justification that they make, that's just silly.
One of those things. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you, my babe. And if you were to give any entrepreneur that is wanting to start their business or wanting to excel to the next level, what piece of advice would you leave them with?
Capacity. It's your energetic capacity, right? Because if you want to create that next level income, you've got to serve souls at that next level. And the way to serve those souls at that next level, you have to use your energetic capacity. Right, this is something I'm even going through myself with some growth. And one of the things that dropped in the other day was I actually need to focus more on my fitness and my health because I need the strength to hold that energetic capacity on the physical level. How crazy,
Babe,
right?
I'm literally going through the same thing. So I've been seeing my PT twice a week now, and I actually said to him last week, I was like, can I please bump up to 3 weeks, times a week? Because it's that energetic capacity.
You need strength.
To hold more clients, which also will hold more money, hold more light, hold the next level of what we're doing here.
Yes.
I love that. We're having the same downloads, babe.
We are.
So great.
That's so cool.
Yay.
I love that.
Well, thank you so much for coming on
Thanks
today.
for having
I
me.
so appreciate you. Now, if anyone's wanting to find out who you are, where you are, and all the things, guys, in the show notes down below, you will see the links, and also too, where can people find you?
Yeah, so the best place is Facebook.
Yeah.
I'm on the old Facebook, Abbey
The old
Rose,
Facebook.
or the Spiritual Accountant on Instagram.
Yeah.
But I do all my drops mainly in my private Facebook group, which is called Untethered. So I'll be dropping a lot more in there this year and probably less on the public pages. But yeah, if people want to find out more about what I do, Untethered is the place to be.
Is the place, guys. So we'll be putting all of the details down below. Yep, tell me.
Actually, the Untethered group's private. I've made it private now.
Great.
So it's by invite only. So I will put the link in the show notes because consider that my personal invitation.
Ooh, personal invitation by Abbey Rose. I love
Yeah.
it. Yeah, thanks so much for coming on today, babe. I so appreciate you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, guys, if you would like to leave a review, if you have loved this podcast, please go and share it to all the people that wanted to break out of the fucking matrix. Guys, me and Abbey Rose, we have these big missions to literally help people break away from the fucking current slavery of fucking 3D, right? And so please, if this podcast has helped you, please share it to a friend. You can leave a review on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. I would love to read your review. And as always, one lucky person will be winning a one-on-one with me, valued at $1,500. So all you need to do is leave a review on both platforms. And babes, I will see you in the next episode. Thank you. Have you always been curious about light language? Wanting to learn more about energetics in the fifth dimension? Are you wanting to break through from your current level of dimension of where you're at? If you get 5D activated, you'll get everything that you want. I have created the most comprehensive light language modality in the world. Join me January 18th, 19th, 20th in person in the Gold Coast with me and my beautiful team to help you become a light code practitioner. This is the first light language practitioner training literally in the world. You'll be a certified light code practitioner. You'll also be a certified light code healer. We will teach you about tapping into your past lives and all about the psychic gifts that you innately have. If you would like to find out more, click on the link below or the link in my bio.